Okay. Hi, Rebecca. How are you?
Hi, Lori. Good. How are you?
Good. Beautiful weather. I'm sure you've been outside.
Yes. Been walking the puppy.
Your favorite kind of weather.
Yes. Can I go to
Um,
the beach though?
no.
Thanks.
Sure. Take your computer with you. You can work from the beach.
Awesome.
Thank you for doing the recovery story with us today. I appreciate you joining us. And let's just get started. I'm just going to ask you a few questions. First, could you tell us a little bit about yourself, maybe what you do for work?
Sure. So my name's Rebecca Zwicker, and I am a woman in recovery, and I'm also the program director of NOAA, No One Walks Alone, Peer Recovery Support Center located in Whitensville. And I'm also a recovery coach supervisor.
Thank you. So you mentioned that you're a woman in long-term recovery, which I know. If you could tell us a little bit about what brought you into recovery, how did you get here?
Sure. I started, I had a 12-year history of active addiction, continued to try in and out of detox facilities, inpatient residential programs, incarcerations, in and out of the criminal justice system. And I kept trying. I ended up checking into detox about 150 times. And some of them were very good to me, and they said, "Welcome back, Rebecca. We're glad that you're here," and would welcome me with a hug. And then some were like, "Oh, you didn't follow the plan I gave you. Like, I told you when you leave here, this is what you got to do, and obviously you didn't do it." And I remember those like it was yesterday. Those feelings that came along with the ones who welcomed me back, and then the ones who were like, "Why didn't you do what I said?" Well, if it was that easy, I would have done what they said, but it wasn't that easy. So I, just kept trying and trying. So in 2014, actually, today is June 17th. On June 15th of 2014, I overdosed on the train. And I woke up a few days later in one of the local hospitals in ICU. And, I didn't know what happened, why I was there. I had a Johnny top on and some little black shorts because it was summertime. And the doctor came over and she said, "Rebecca, you are medically cleared for discharge. You have 8 broken ribs. You're lucky to be alive, and I'm not giving you any pain meds." And, I'm from the Worcester area, and I literally got discharged in that Johnny top in the same shorts that I peed because I died on the train before they revived me with Narcan. And I was in Marlboro. And I was like, okay, so I am opiate sick, which is like the flu times 1,000. And how am I going to get to Worcester? Because like the only thing on my brain at that point, I wanted help laying in that hospital bed, but there was no way I was going to ask the doctor because I felt like I was treated so poorly. And I remember I asked him, I said, "I'm from Worcester, like, do you have like a t-shirt or donation or something that I can leave so I don't have to leave in this Johnny top and soiled shorts?" And she said, "No, sorry, we don't have anything," and gave me my discharge paperwork. So I ended up making it back to Worcester, and the following day, on June 18th, I had a 2 p.m. court hearing that over at Worcester courthouse for a violation of probation. And on my way to the court, I stopped at City Hall bathroom and I got high again. And I remember saying like, "Geez, I don't want to do this anymore. Like, this sucks." I was homeless. I'm still like, I ended up getting a t-shirt from someone. But like, clearly my life was like unmanageable. I was a mess. The criminal justice system involved, and the judge ended up detaining me. And he said, MCI Framingham 7-day detox, which, as most of us know, is not a detox. Basically, I'm going to go and just sweat it out. which I did. And, you know, that day when I got high at City Hall bathroom, I was continuing to like a plan of getting high. I didn't know that that would be my last time getting high, but it was. And you know, after I got released, like a month and a half later, and I went into a program in Worcester, and on my days off, I used to walk down to the recovery center in Worcester, Everyday Miracles, and I got highly involved, became a member, a volunteer. I was a peer leader, and it gave me a mission of like where I wanted to go in my life, and I loved being part of it. And I had like, I don't know, 9-10 months in recovery, and the program director at the time, she said, hey, we have some grant money to send people to the Recovery Coach Academy. Are you interested? And I was like, yeah, why not? You know, like a recovery coach, like I know all about active addiction, you know, and I'm learning about recovery, especially throughout like all my attempts at trying to get it, and like the different feelings and thoughts that came along with it. And that led me to like where I am today. Friday will be 6 years later, you know, and doing what my passion is and loving it.
Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I think we met maybe a year after that, something like that.
Yes.
So how has your life changed in the meantime, and how do you keep going?
So my life has changed tremendously, all for the better. You know, all my negative experiences from like losing custody of my children, from my addiction, incarceration, my overdose, all of those things I use to a positive today to be able to understand and support someone else, and also do a lot of advocacy work. After my overdose, I had an opportunity as being a recovery coach in the same hospital that I was brought in as an overdose patient, and being able to meet with people in that same ICU room and just having conversations with nurses and doctors, and saying like, hey, like, you know, 4 years ago, you know, it was 2 years ago or a year ago, you know, and I could tell them like, that was me laying in that bed. Like, so like to keep that hope alive. And I love to be able to, you know, talk to people and share the experience, and to be able to, you know, just share my story to help somebody else. And that's what it's all about. It's not about me, you know, getting any type of recognition about it. It's more about like keeping that hope alive, you know, because I still remember those ones that like thought I was never going to get it. And like, I just kept trying. Yeah, it took 150 trips. Yeah, it took multiple times on methadone, multiple times on Suboxone, multiple incarcerations. But like finally, something worked, you know, and I'm here today.
There's always hope.
Hope alive.
Well, thank you so much. Is there anything else that you wanted to add?
I'll just say that, you know, having a criminal history and a Corey from my active addiction for all of my years, that like people can change and people give us opportunities. So like having like a 13-page Corey and now being a program director, like I would have never imagined that I would have this opportunity, because one of the things that kept me out there was no one's going to want to hire me. I have an open case, or whatever it was, you know, I have felonies on my Corey, and the impossible becomes possible.
Awesome. Well, thank you again, and I hope that you have a wonderful afternoon. Get to the beach.
Thank you.
You're welcome.